Hey everybody, Ross here, and this is Bible Study Superstar. If this is your first time on this channel, click here to go back to the intro, or if you would like to see what's just been happening recently, click here to go back to Genesis 6. Now, before I jump into Genesis 7, I just wanted to point out that I started started having the transcripts done for these videos, and it sounds like whenever I have the videos edited and different things like that, that I'm speaking in one really long sentence. So the transcripts are coming out pretty messed up, so I'm having to do some pretty heavy edits. So if I start speaking a bit slower with a bit more pauses, I'm doing it for the transcription's sake, and just for clarity's sake in general. So with that, I'm just going to jump right into Genesis 7, verse 1. Then the Lord said to Noah, "Come into the ark, you and all your household, because I have seen that you are righteous before me in this generation. And you shall take with you 7 each of every clean animal, a male and his female, 2 each of animals that are unclean, a male and his female. Also 7 each of birds of the air, male and female, to keep the species alive on the face of all the earth. For after 7 more days I will cause it to rain on the earth 40 days and 40 nights, and I will destroy from the face of the earth all living things that I have made." And Noah did according to all that the Lord commanded him. Noah was 600 years old when the flood waters were on the earth. So Noah, with his sons, his wife, and his sons' wives, went into the ark because of the waters of the flood, of clean animals, of animals that are unclean, of birds, and of everything that creeps on the earth. 2 by 2, they went into the ark to Noah, male and female, as God had commanded Noah. And it came to pass, after 7 days, that the waters of the flood were on the earth. In the 600th year of Noah's life, in the 2nd month, in the 17th day of the month. On that day, all the fountains of the great deep were broken up, and the windows of heaven were opened, and the rain was on the earth 40 days and 40 nights. On the very same day, Noah and Noah's sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and Noah's wife, and the 3 wives of his sons with them, entered the ark. They and every beast after its kind, all cattle after their kind, every creeping thing that creeps on the earth after its kind, and every bird after its kind, every bird, every sort. And they went into the ark to Noah, 2 by 2, of all flesh, in which is the breath of life. So those that entered, male and female, of all flesh, went in as God commanded him, and the Lord shut him in. Now the flood was on the earth 40 days. The waters increased and lifted up the ark, and it rose high above the earth. The waters prevailed and greatly increased on the earth, and the ark moved about on the surface of the waters. And the waters prevailed exceedingly on the earth, and all the high hills under the whole heaven were covered. The waters prevailed 15 cubits upward, and the mountains were covered. And all flesh died that moved on the earth, birds and cattle and beasts, and every creeping thing that creeps on the earth, and every man. All in whose nostrils was the breath of the Spirit of life. All that was on dry land died. So he destroyed all living things which were on the face of the ground, both man and cattle, creeping thing and bird of the air. They were destroyed from the earth. Only Noah and those who were with him in the ark remained alive, and the waters prevailed on the earth 150 days. So up until this point, Noah had been building the ark for 100 years. This project took both great diligence and great faith on Noah's part to complete. I wonder if there were times of doubt over such a long period of time. Nevertheless, Noah knew that if God said the flood was coming, it was coming, regardless if Noah knew God's timing or not. The same principle still applies today. Even though God may give us a warning or a promise now, doesn't mean that it's coming right away. We need to learn to trust that God will do what He says in His own perfect timing, and to wait in faith on Him. Moving on. The fountains of the deep being broken up in verse 11 may indicate the point where this supercontinent that I was talking about in previous videos was separated into the continents that we have today. Now, I may be stretching things a bit there, but I thought it was a valid point either way. Now, why did the Lord shut Noah and his family into the ark and not Noah himself? I can think of two reasons. Number one, with a great amount of rain and likely wind, Noah and his sons together probably would not have been able to close the ark's door tight enough for the ark to be able to float, if they could have closed the door at all. Only God could do something like that. Not to mention the sheer size of the ark. The door must have been massive. And number two, God shut them in because He didn't want Noah or his family to save anyone else out of pity, compassion, or just plain old human weakness. It's easy to assume that there were many people, aside from their immediate family, that Noah and his sons would have wanted to save, and would have likely done so without a second thought. However, if those people would have survived, the wickedness of the world at the time would have lived on, and God's judgment and authority would have been undermined. And finally, true to God's warning, the entire world was flooded, even upwards of 20-something feet above the highest mountain. And that's all I have for today. Thanks for watching, and if you have any comments or feedback or suggestions, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all next time.